biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these things they simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 So I was chatting to one of the lads the other day and I was saying to him, man, this country's suffering from amnesia. Do you remember when this country was founded as an isolate prison camp?
One that has consistently ranked among the freest, the safest, and the best economies in the world. That country is Australia. And a lot of people are now asking, how much longer before Australia can't even be called a free country?
What's going on in Australia? Down under, as we call it, although that is relative, because if you're there, it's us that are, ain't it? The crowd chanted, "Kill the bill," and "Sack Dan Andrews."
In a bid to keep the coronavirus out of the country, Australia's federal and state governments imposed draconian restrictions on its citizens. Prime Minister Scott Morrison knows that the burden is too heavy. This is not a sustainable way to live in this country, he recently declared.
I don't know what percentage of society is completely oblivious, but the percentage is extremely high. I'll tell some people that I meet and talk to them, I was like, do you hear what's happening in Australia? I'll tell people all the contacts I have in Australia, and it's a lot now, especially people, thank you so much, feeding me information. They just like, I don't care. It's like, you should care.
Do you remember Siritsi Kamar, the man who freed the country that became Botswana, said that
no man is free who is not master of himself.
Remember the Spanish flu was around in 1920, an upper respiratory infection killing many. Remember when policy leader Fauci published a thesis stating that most died from pneumonia from bacteria and fungus from mouth coverings?
There is in fact no evidence to support mask wearing by healthy people, and Roger Cook was the first one on Channel 9 TV to actually tell you all as healthy people not to wear. That's still on video if you wish to look it up. Okay, so the authorities are lying to the public. When you put on a healthy person that has no symptoms, you are breathing in your own carbon dioxide and excretory products. That's what you're breathing out, are the excretory products that your body must eliminate to keep healthy. At the same time, we have an abundance of fresh air that we're breathing in, okay? So with every second you put on your face, you're ruining your own health, you're running down your immune system and creating an opportunity for a virus to become infected.
Remember when the Constitution was written in Australia? And it provides a trade, commerce and intercourse between the states that shall be absolutely free. Remember the Nuremberg Code in 1947 was written? Free will, able to exercise power of choice without intervention of any element of fraud, force, deceit, duress, overreaching, or other ulterior form of constraint or coercion.
Just said is the truth. And that team bullshit, don't take it. Trust me, do not fucking take it. This shit is evil. There's no good in it, there's no benefit of it. And listen to me. While I'm here for you to actually be able to listen to, because this bitch ass YouTube and all these other people are already silencing me and everyone else who discusses anything other than their own narrative. Think about that. We're not even allowed to have a discussion anymore. There is no debate. There is no conversation. There is no requirement of fact. Nothing. Just silence.
Remember Nazi Germany controlled a country's narrative, controlling licenses, government contracts and media. Remember when there was a separate drinking fountains in schools and sitting for African Americans? Remember when Rosa Parks was ordered to the back of the bus and she said no?
Enter a government building, just have a coffee at your local cafe.
you'll need to show your ID papers. And this is way out of proportion with what's happened in the past. I mean, New South Wales has over 4,000 pedophiles on the Child Protection Register. They don't have to show their papers, they don't have to show ID, they don't have to show anything. But people do have rights, and there are ways of resisting this. And what I'm recommending to everyone is please do what I've done today. Go to the Australian Immunisation Register, get this form. It's called Ceasing Correspondence and Release of Information. Fill it out, it'll only take about a minute. It's only 2 short pages there. And if you fill it out and lodge it with the federal government, you've got the right, the legal right under the laws of the Commonwealth, not to have any third party access your nation status, not even your doctor. So what I'm planning to do, if there's a police officer asking me for papers at a cafe, is to say, well, no, I have a legal right under the Commonwealth law, which overrides New South Wales law, not to have to show anyone.
Come to camps. Pay attention. Because yes, folks, they are coming. As big as a conspiracy as it seems, the camps are coming. They're knocking on your door. This is what they want. What's happening in Australia right now is going to happen in the United States if we are not paying if we're not paying attention. I am. I'm paying attention.
That's Rodriguez going off there. My name is Michael, and this is Ground Up Movement. I'm honoured that you're here. We're all trying to deal with stuff in this year. We're all trying to transmute, deal with emotional energy, the energy in motion. 2021, the trigger year. This video might be very triggering. When I was growing up, my dream was to be in the army, to defend the country. And in young adulthood, I was chasing officer so I could be in communications. And, you know, passed everything. But in the end, got in an argument with the head psychologist, and he informed me that they didn't reckon that I was willing to take orders. And it's funny how things work out, because, you know, this is my way of defending the country with communication at the moment. If you're not dealing with stuff, what's going on in the world at the moment, if you're ignoring it, if you're not expressing it, if you're not shedding a tear or having a laugh or doing something about it, then, you know, how will things ever change? So this is my little quick vid that I felt from my heart I wanted to do for a couple months. Just things got in the way, so yeah, it's pretty crazy to hear what the army are doing at the moment in the outback with the Indigenous communities. So yeah, so everything's a fucking mess, and you know, this is the first piece I'm about to share was from the beginning of spring, and then we're going to flip the script. Something I just wrote the other day. This is a creative way to deal with emotional energy and stuff like that. Hope it helps some people out there find their voice and deal with shit. Alright, stay tuned for more madness. Some interesting info at the end too. So this morning, I was at my kitchen sink and I put on some music and I cried. Proper. This morning, I shed a tear. I cried. I wept. Sobbed. I cry and I heal. I feel and I allow. I do it feeling it all, yet temper it with gratitude and compassion. I cried for the world I see, for the people who are part of me, for the children, mums, dads, brothers and sisters living in a control state. I cried for the beauty I see, feel in the world, watching all the colour bursts of an early spring. From Arkaroola to Adelaide, a spring that never left. I cried for the parts of me that I've had to let go in order to grow. But tears of joy for a frequency shift in fulfillment just being and existing, I am truly grateful. I cried for those that can't see what I see. Both the terrible and the beauty, the yin and the yang. I cried for my friends and family, loved ones, for everyone that fucking needs it. I cried because it's healing. I cried in passion, conviction, strength, yet I cried like I was lost, vulnerable, overwhelmed by the energies that are multi-dimensional right now, from the Schumann resonance and the magnetic field of the earth and cosmic energy bombardments to the inverted circus, the play that has unfolded as it needs to be for everyone to see, in order to recognize that change is here and it's controlled from the ground up, not the top down. Tonight I was standing at my kitchen sink and I put on some music and I started to cry, like proper, and then I wrote these words. Shout out to the 144, shout out to the chosen ones. Thank you for your work. Nah, you know what? It's time to shapeshift, to put on another mask in the shamanic practice. Everyone these days is wearing a mask for their protection. Sometimes it's empowering to put on another mask and see if that works for you. If it doesn't, you can always put your other mask back on. Shout out to the expressionless, those ones of us who aren't connected to their co-creator essences, those that aren't able to emotionally recompense. I say no, remembering the chi flow, ether, it's time to get low and take a deep breather. Breathwork, you know, I am a wanderer, a seeker, using the power animal of the crow. An invisible world believer, the harvest, reaping what you sow, becoming a life flow student teacher. Whoa, ease up, turbo. Not trying to be a sus spiritual preacher, sis bro. You are your own leader. So what you doing here? Do you know me? Neither. Nah, just kidding. It's time to grow. Metamorphosize, transcend, heartfelt energy, receiver, bestow. Truth must be told. As things unfold, I am a strong leader, I know. Recognize, witness, the world seems to stampede ya. Take that blow. Become the silver line discoverer, a true achiever, writing the highs and the lows in the music wavelength coming through the speaker. Oh, the good in the bad, equilibrium, Zen state, proceder, or yo. I'm here for a reason, a straight up false evidence appearing real depleter, rocking a kind of dirty mo. Yeah, fuck it, whatever. A bad vibration impeder, let's go. Like water intelligence geometrics, being an energy imploder with an emotional understanding level of pro, bruh, mate. Hold up, wait.
It's time to show to facilitate smashing a brain food shake or getting baked. I'll say it slow, the truth I extrapolate. Fuck a pathogen police control state. To control you, they have shut down all debate. Oxygen, air you breathe is muzzled for your protection, plus an injection is your children's fate. I exacerbate, fuck no, tell me, can you relate? Flow, what is your energy projection? How will you co-create the inner world perfection glow I procreate? You reap what you sow, chi flow.
To hit a target in this manner is to exercise the inner strength. Indeed, there are two kinds of strength. The outer strength is obvious. It fades with age and succumbs to sickness. Then there is the chi, the inner strength. Everyone possesses it too. But it is indeed much more difficult to develop. The inner strength lasts through every heat and every cold, through old age and beyond.
I'm telling you guys, the real reason this is happening is because these men, these males, not men, in this country have become soft as fuck. You can't even take care of yourselves. You can't take care of no woman. You can't take care of no children. And you fucking definitely can't step up and defend your own country and freedoms and your own countrymen. You can't do that shit. That's why this is happening. And the women are running amok with their fucking big mouths, babbling like they know some shit. They need to shut the fuck up and step aside and let real men like me take care of this shit and fix it. But I don't believe that's gonna happen. So good luck to all you guys out there. If I do get erased by YouTube, fuck you, YouTube. I hope you guys got something good in all the stuff that I've shared with you.
You're not convinced yet? Why not have a look at some propaganda?
Digital ID from Australia Post.
Actually, this sounds quite jolly. I like it.
Is the easy and secure way.
She's waving. She seems okay.
To prove who you are.
Prove who you are. I mean, prove who I am. Who to? Who do I have to prove who I am to all of a sudden? What's this dynamic? Prove who you are.
Like most of us, there's many times where Lucy needs to prove who she is.
Why? Why's Lucy got to prove who she is? Why can't she just get on with her life? I believe she's Lucy. Just you be the best Lucy you can be. Now, prove it.
Digital ID is designed to simplify this process.
All nice and simple. All nice and simple down the old leisure camp where you sit nicely on an iron bunk bed proving who you are.
Imagine Lucy being able to easily verify her identity when opening a savings account.
Oh, lovely. She can prove her identity. I also don't like the way she's existing within this thing that's emitting some kind of death ray orb around itself, all contained with deadly information. Even its own propaganda film is suggesting that it's a sort of an awful carcinogenic death trap.
Proving her age and even accessing government services.
Oh, lovely. Good old government services, for example. How to not be able to go anywhere service.
On Monday, Lucy applies for a new savings account so she can start saving for her overseas holiday.
Good luck getting there, love.
While filling in her online bank application with a participating bank, she uses digital ID to verify her identity.
Lucy need to wake up, don't she? Like, she's sat there, she's blindly walking into this topia with a pot plant beside her. Lucy, wake up! Prove who you are! I want you to prove who you are. A free person.
She can easily share her verified identity using her phone the next time she needs to prove who she is.
She's got this life of just proving who she is all the time. Very insecure existence.
Wherever digital ID is accepted, there's no longer the need for her to constantly re-enter and verify information.
Oh, constantly re-entering and verifying information. It's better if I just split my skull open and show myself to the government, and I don't have to worry about all this tippity-tappity old fingers.
So she can get on with the things she enjoys doing.
Moronically watering plants. Ah, good, I can just water the plants in my cell.
When providing personal details in the past, Lucy has been asked to share more information than necessary. Digital ID lets her share only the information required.
With an authoritarian government body.
With the peace of mind that her identity is protected.
What level of intelligence would you be at if you watched this and went, oh, that's good. It's Lucy's personal circumstances are greatly enhanced by this invasive technology that demands Lucy yield her personal sovereignty to the techno-corporate state. Where would you be on the scale? What the kind of head injury is that?
Verify your way and and save time with digital ID. Free to download from the App Store and Google Play Store.
Convenience and saving time, isn't it? That's it. It's offered around this leisurely language of convenience and time saving and labour saving. It sort of shows how we've become like managerial, even in our own minds, that we're all about saving time and convenience. Like that every moment of every day you're supposed to be doing something of some, I don't know, monetizable or there's some value to something else. What's happening to us? What's going on? That little propaganda film, as well as the information conveyed in that article, suggests to me that what we should focus on is a kind of determined control over individual freedom, determined control over community freedom, the organisation of new groups that are free from the intervention of government and corporate control, that are truly democratic and led by the people affected by that power. Wherever we are in the world, we have an obligation now to commence with a movement where our interests can be protected, carried and communicated. This has become quite quickly an obligation. It's gone from a kind of a preference to, wow, otherwise we're all going to be blithely strolling like Lucy into a dystopic world where we really are just the simian vehicle for our own phones and data, that we are like the kind of butler for our information, that our personal autonomy, our ability to be spontaneous and free in the moment is entirely negated by these systems that, as well as being machines themselves, make us more machine-like.
You're not allowed to discuss private medical information with anyone. It's their private medical information.
So I'm not
even if this was legal, it's not, because federal law supersedes state law. So the Australian Constitution says that you can't be questioned. The Australian Constitution, if I can finish, the Australian Constitution says that you can't be questioned or threatened or punished or threatened to be punished because of opting out of a medical procedure. So there's no legal basis for this. So that would probably be why I'm going to ignore it.
So I'm not. I'm just providing information on what's.
But I don't care what you say out of your mouth. I need it in writing. So if you want to communicate to your employee about something this serious, I need it in writing.
So that's why I'm giving you this sheet to look at.
It's not my name, it's not your name. It needs to have your name and it needs to have my name. Otherwise I don't even need to read it. First of all, it's not valid because it says NSW there, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere, I think it said NSW, so it's the New South Wales government. That's why I asked you which government. You said New South Wales, so unfortunately there's nothing to talk about. Because whenever there's two conflicting laws, just to educate you a bit on it if you haven't looked at it, but whenever there's two conflicting laws and the federal law says something, then the federal law overrides anything that the state says. So there's no legal basis whatsoever for anyone. Not the government, not the employer, or anyone. So if you have something to discuss or to say to me, or if you're going to say that I can't work, then I need it in writing with your name and my name. Not a pamphlet that someone spammed out on an email or something. That's nothing. Doesn't mean anything.
I understand that. I am on your page because I don't agree with the vaccinations myself. I'm not here to discuss anyone's personal, private medical history. That's illegal. So I'm going to stay within the law. So if you want to discuss your personal vaccination opinion or status, if you haven't, that's up to you. But if I've had my, or if I haven't, I don't have to discuss that. So I'm just going to stay legal. I'm not going to be breaking the law. I'm going to stay inside the law. Understand that.
If that's all right.
Understand that.
So we're all good.
I just want to let you know just what is coming from the New South Wales government, what they want to implement.
If you feel you need to speak what's on your mind to get it out, that's okay. But I'm wasting time not working. And as I've said to you, the federal law supersedes the state law. So you've got the Biosecurity Act, okay, Section 60 and 61. It's very clear that you need a biosecurity control order, and that needs to be approved by a judge. It needs evidence, and it needs to be presented only with my name on it, right? So you can't do it to a whole group. That's breaking the law, okay? And so you simply can't stop someone from doing anything. You just can't, because the Biosecurity Act, I have to be also, even if you go and get a biosecurity control order, guess what? I have to be displaying physical, visible symptoms of a listed human disease.
Yeah.
To even have a biosecurity officer, which isn't you, biosecurity officer, present me with a biosecurity control order, which can restrict what I do or make me have to wear a mask in an airport or something like that because I've got signs of that's the only basis that's on. So you've got the Biosecurity Act, you've got the Privacy Act of Biosecurity Act's 2015, you've got the Privacy Act of 1988, where you simply can't invade someone else's medical information. So it's all stacked against you guys, I'm afraid. You're behaving illegally, and you know what they do to criminals, eventually.
Yeah, I understand that,
yeah, so if I were you, I'm not going to give you advice, but in any case, if you've got something that the company is requiring you to enforce, then you have to put it in writing with your name and my name. And ideally, yeah.
Well, I just wanted to give you the information, that's all. So
if you like, you can read something that's entirely illegal if you like, but that's just realise that when you do proceed with reading something that's illegal, then you're breaking the law. Okay, so go ahead if you want.
So I'm not sure whether this is illegal or not, but this is based from our business, based from the government. So yeah, I just have to, let you know, because if, say, for example, the police comes in, you don't have.
You can call. I'd like them to come now. Yeah. If they can come as soon as possible, I welcome them to come any time because they're the ones that need to be looped in on what's going on as it all kicks off. Yeah. So don't be afraid. If you think that the police are better to come and sort this out, bring them down.
Not here to sort it out.
But that's the best way. If you want to, just feel free. I'm not bothered. I won't be negative in my opinion towards you if you want the police to come in.
There's no need for that.
That's the best people to talk to, though. They're the ones that have to follow the law.
Yeah.
Corporations and goons and moguls and all these morons. They very rarely follow the law, and it takes years to catch them. Yeah. But police are under an oath. Yeah. So I mean, the police would be better, in fact.
But what's on this?
What do you like, mate?
So it just says that team members will have until 9th of September to comply with the orders by receiving one dose of.
But I'm telling you that the team members do not have to comply to that it is illegal.
Well, this is from the New South Wales government.
That's right, and it's superseded by federal law. We can start again if you want.
No, we don't need to.
Well, I don't need to go any further with something that is illegal. So you don't need to read it to me because it has no basis in a court of law. It is not legal. It is actually illegal. And by reading it, it's a criminal act that you're committing. So I wouldn't recommend that you read any further. And I don't really have any interest in hearing it. I've got what you've handed me, and I can peruse over it later. But it's got, like I said, you're saying the words that team members must comply, and that is completely false. You're lying. Okay? And it's not personally against you. You're a representative. So what you're saying is false. You are lying. So I don't see why I shouldn't cut you off when you say team members must comply with the health order by 9th of September. When any health order or directive or even a law, it's not an act and it's not federal, so it doesn't mean anything. It's, as you know, there's coercion going on, and there you go, an example sitting right in front of you of all that you need to do to maintain your body sovereignty if you wish to. That's all you need to do, mate.
I still need to tell you what the New South Wales wants us to do.
And you know why they're getting you to do it?
Oh, we're a business, and
because they can't.
Yeah.
Right? So that you've got to think about that, let that sink in and go and do some research.
So
you're being manipulated.
So I'm not asking you to do anything, right? I'm just here just to give you the information, that's all, yeah? Whether or not you want to do anything about that information, I just need to let you know.
I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, yeah? Just based off this, for example, you know, can I take the book? Yeah. Sorry, mate. So one of the things is obtaining a medical contradiction certificate from the GP.
No, you don't need to do that.
You know, organising an appointment to receive vaccination before 19th September, and they must also have a valid permit issued by Service New South Wales. So if you don't, I guess, meet any of those requirements, you're unable to work.
So all you have to do is put that in writing with my name and the store manager's name, and then we're all good. So go for it. That's what you need to do. Doesn't mean a single thing when you're just reading from a pamphlet that's breaking the law. If you're going to dismiss someone from employment, do you understand the basics of life? If you're going to dismiss someone from employment, you need to put it in writing. So that's all my response is that it's okay, whatever you've got to do, you have to do it. I understand the position you've been put in. I understand that you're being forced into being a criminal, and that you're probably not personally happy with that, but you don't have much choice. But yeah, it has to be in writing so that I understand that I'm being dismissed for not following the New South Wales, public health orders. So that's all you need to do. And then we're good. You're good. I'm good. Everyone's good. Obviously, because I'll be rather well off financially after some time of waiting. But yeah, hundreds of people are ready to go, including the lawyers whom I know personally. So my advice personally is be careful. Not everyone's surprised by this thing. Some people know that it's been coming. So be very careful, mate. You don't want to lose everything you've got by being coerced and being a puppet for someone. They don't care about you.
Of course, yeah, I understand that.
So the best thing to do is to say I've told public health orders, and he's informed me that under the Constitution it is a criminal act to coerce or to threaten to punish anyone for opting out of a medical procedure. He's told me about Section 1661 of the Biosecurity Act. He's told me that federal law supersedes state law, so he's within his rights to ignore New South Wales public health orders along with everyone else in New South Wales, and just report what I've said. That's all you need to do. I would say that that's the best thing for you to do, is just to go, holy shit, this guy's saying this, and just pass it on.
I'll just relay what the conversation we've had today. So,
but I don't mean to get off on a unfortunate, uncomfortable foot with you, but you know, the safety and health of me and my family is more important than you know, a couple of minutes of an uncomfortable conversation is what you have to do, isn't it? You know, I've got no choice. I didn't do anything, you did it. So I didn't start it, you did. So, you know, get me something in writing, and then my job's Finished, right? You can't expect people to just disappear because of something in an email, the generic spam pamphlet. You expecting people just to disappear?
So we obviously don't want to dismiss you.
Right.
You understand that, right?
But if you feel that you must, then you must.